Oops. Okay. Hey y'all, what's up? It's me. It's me. It is everything fresh and sassy. How are you? I hope all is well with you. I do. Mind, body, spirit, and in health. Listen, I was just doing this video and excuse me, I forgot to charge up my phone. So the phone died, but here I am. Anyway, I did do a video last week where I promised I was going to come in last week and do a video to talk about urticaria, or otherwise known as hives, and what I use to treat my hives, what I have learned thus far in terms of treating my hives, because there was a time when I would suffer. I would put, ice, or, the little frozen pea things that you buy, and I would put those, to my chest, because I used to get it on my chest. And it would take about a month for the swelling and the scarring to all go away. And then recently I just decided, I don't want to suffer like this anymore. There's got to be something else I can do. And so I read up on a treatment that I actually tried in 2020, because I had a real bad flare-up in April of 2020, about the same time as this year. Because when this flare-up happened, this was on April 18th or 19th, and I didn't do anything about it until the 20th. And what I want to tell you is that when you get a high flare-up, you want to treat it immediately. You don't want to wait for it to, get to its worst, its meanest, its reddest, its purplest, its grayest. You don't want to do that. As soon as you see that whelp come up, and it's so apropos that I don't know if you can see, 1, 2, 3 hive lines right there, going 1, 2, and 3. And it just happened just before I got on camera, so I'll probably apply some there. But you want to treat it immediately. Otherwise, your skin is going to scar, and it's going to be a long time trying to get rid of the hives. Now, hives for some people can go away in like 2 to 4 hours. That's usually for people who have, like, they say chronic hives. But I'm thinking, if you have chronic hives, it just keeps coming and going. So the skin has a difficult time really healing if it's chronic, if you ask me, but I don't know. Anyway, but the acute hives can last as long as 6 to 8 weeks before they finally heal over. And that has been my experience. And I am tired of suffering for 6 to 8 weeks and waiting for, the swelling to go down, the skin to heal. And then when the skin swells, it stretches. And then when it goes back in place, the skin has peeled because it was stretched out of place, right? And that causes scarring. And, as people who are melanated, anytime we have any type of trauma to our skin, our melanin kicks in to protect us. So that is a good thing. So, people out here making comments about your skin is all dark. Well, it's supposed to be. That's the way Yahweh made me, And if I have an issue with my skin, that melanin is there to protect me. That hyperpigmentation is there to protect me until I can heal. So for those who didn't know that, now you know. But anyway, I wanted to show you what I use so that you can heal. Excuse me. I don't know what's going on with my voice. So that you can heal a lot quicker and not have to suffer for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Okay. And the other thing that I wanted to say is that it's important that you identify as quickly as you can what it was that caused you to break out into the hives in the first place. For me, it could be sugar, it could be something chemical, and I kind of suspect that this was a chemical issue, because when this happened, I know exactly what I did. And I'm not going to call the name of the product, because I'm not going to have nobody coming after me saying that I badmouthed their product. But I do know that I applied that product here and here and here and here. And then I took the last little bit that was on my hands and I applied it to the back of my hair back here. And I can remember about 2 hours afterwards, I started having the symptoms. And for me, when I get hives, the symptoms start out as like somebody's pricking me with toothpicks. And I started getting this prickly feeling all along here. And I was like, And so I was kind of like, I wasn't scratching it, but I was just kind of like doing this, digging my nail into it like that, because I didn't want to, scratch at it. And so I noticed that the skin started to whelp up right around here. The skin got, and then a few days later, I noticed that the skin all around here had started to peel off. Ooh, oh, 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 oh. Wow, got a muscle cramp in my stomach. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah. Anyway, I guess it was the way I was sitting. I mean, I wasn't really sitting in a bad position. But anyway, I noticed that my skin started to peel all around here 2 days later. And it was swollen here. It was all red and purple. It was like it was bruised. It was red and purple behind my ear, down my neck. It was like what I had put in my hair had dripped. And the stuff that I used, it wasn't dripping. And I'm not going to say what it was, like I said. But you could just tell from where I had applied it, it had affected the area just below where I had applied it. So I think it was a chemical issue. So it happened on the 18th. And by the 20th, I said I need to do something about this. So it's been about 10 days since I applied the treatment that I wanted to use, and I want to share with you what I used. And I want you to know I don't have on any makeup other than my eyebrow pencil, and I have on some lip gloss, but I can wipe that off. I had on some lip gloss. But other than that, I have on no makeup, and just to prove to you, I don't have any makeup on, and that I'm not using a filter, because we got some people out here using filters, and they don't know that we know. But anyway, here's a white tissue. You can hear me wiping my skin. No makeup. No makeup. Okay? So, and let me show you how you can tell if someone is using a filter. Focus in on their forehead and their hairline. Okay? Because if they move their head this way or that way, or turn this way or that way, the filter doesn't always catch up with the movement. We caught you. You busted. We know you're using a filter. Stop it. Anyway, do what you got to do. If it make you feel good, do you, baby. Do you. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I want to share with you what I use and what I put on my skin immediately. Immediately. I mean, I'm talking about within the first hour, you have got to use this. And if you use this, I can almost tell you that if you use this within the first hour, the first 5 minutes that you see a whelp, that those whelps will disappear and won't scar over, and you won't have all that swelling and peeling and, like someone just put you through a chemical peel, because that's what it looks like after the swelling goes down. It looks like someone has given you a chemical peel. Let me unplug this phone and plug this one in. This phone right here and do this. I think so. No, it's not gonna let me. Oh, wait. Okay. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I think that's what I want. Yeah, okay. just hope the phone doesn't fall out the carrier. Okay, so what I use for a hive breakout is some homemade colloidal oatmeal. And what you want to do is get some old-fashioned oats, not the oatmeal that you take and you boil water and then you pour the water into the oatmeal. Not that. You want the old-fashioned oatmeal. Now, I don't know if you can use steel cut oats, because someone asked me that. I don't know if you can do that. I've never tried it before, but you certainly can try it and see how it works out. But this is just regular, and I'll tell you, it's Quaker old-fashioned oats. Not the 2-minute, the 1-minute, or the instant. Don't buy that. You want the old-fashioned oatmeal, okay? And it's, oopsie. And then I just take one, depending on how much I need, we're going to just use 1 tablespoon. Okay? And, oh boy, I need some bottled water. Can't do water from the, I wouldn't use water from the tap. Oh wait, here, I got some. This was my drinking water. All right. Now you want to make a paste out of this, but I just put too much. So I'm going to have to add just a little bit more to make it a little pasty. But you want this, you know, pretty thick. I have to make some more, so it's okay if I use all of this. All right, make a paste out of your colloidal oatmeal. Colloidal oatmeal just means that you took it and you grinded it down into a powder. Okay, and if you want to know how I did it, just check my catalog here on YouTube and put in Everything Fresh and Sassy, how to make your own colloidal oatmeal. And colloidal is Colloidal. Colloidal. Okay? So you got a paste going on there. It could be a little thicker, but this is okay. All right? And then here's the key. If you know anything about the healing properties of, I hope that's not backwards, but if it is, this is called Manuka Honey, and this is the highest one I could find. This is 80 plus. Okay, that's the highest one I can find. And this one I think cost me about $55 for how many ounces? This is 8.75 ounces, okay? So I take like a teaspoon of Manuka honey, and I add that to the mix. And then I use vitamin E. And you want to get the thickest vitamin E you can find. I think the thickest one you can find over the counter is 40,000 IUs. You know, you can get 20,000, you can get 10,000, but the lower the number, the thinner it is. I like to use the thicker one. So I'm going to put in about 1/8 of a teaspoon of vitamin E. And then stir it in. Okay, so you want to mix that up until your honey and your vitamin E are well combined. And wash all of your utensils while, you know, the product is still wet. That makes for easier cleanup. and then you just want to apply it. Now, one thing I will suggest is that, okay, here we go. You put, that's about to fall out. I thought I had some napkins. This is toilet paper. But you want to open up a dinner napkin or a hand towel in your sink, because once this gets dry across your skin and your face, you're going to roll it off, okay? Gently roll it off. Now, when your skin is angry, you got to do this very gently. Otherwise, you're going to irritate your skin even more. I'm trying to keep the phone from falling out of the holder. But can you see? I had a dinner napkin and I don't know what I did with it, so I just put a few pieces of toilet paper in here. This will make it easy for you to clean it up once you're done, because you're going to stand over the sink and roll the oatmeal. Once it's dried on your face, you want to roll it onto the napkin and then just fold the napkin up, and it'll make it easier for you to clean up your sink and then not stop up your sink. And not stop up your sink when you go to, clean up your sink and everything. So just put a napkin, a plastic bag, anything to catch this stuff so that it doesn't go down in the sink. So let me just show you how I apply this. Now I've got my oatmeal, my bottled water, my 40,000 IUs of vitamin E and Manuka Honey, and this is 80 plus, okay? And this, like I said, this little 6-ounce bottle cost me $55, I think it was. So that's what I use, okay? I'm just going to do like a small little patch, especially on the area that was affected, and that was right behind my ear here. Now, let me tell you this. When you go to apply this, you may feel some tingling or like someone is sticking you with toothpicks again when you put this on, okay? Don't panic. Don't worry. Leave it, okay? Leave it for about 3 to 4 to 5 minutes. If it continues to really, really burn or feel prickly after about 5 minutes, then go ahead and remove it. But what happened to me was that I put this on and it started to get that prickly burning feeling that you get when you actually get the hives. And I got a little nervous and I was like, ooh, I better take this off. This is burning. This is feeling really prickly. But I waited for like 5 minutes and then it just stopped. Okay? This will take away the redness, the purple, the gray. It's going to take some time. If you're melanated, it's going to take some time for your skin to heal. Let it do what it has to do, okay? Because this is a process. But I'm telling you, if you do this, as soon as you see the whelps come up, most likely the skin won't darken, it won't bruise, because the skin bruises when it stretches like that. So it's going to discolor. It's going to be a different color than the rest of your skin, especially if you're melanated. So, don't let anybody make you feel bad about that. And you know what? I'm going to share with you the pictures of how it progressed for me from beginning up until today, okay? And I also was a little bit hesitant about sharing pictures because, sometimes when you share things like this that are very sensitive with people, they will take that and then try to use that to make you feel bad about what you're going through. And what's really funny to me is that the very people who will make fun of that, who will tell you, oh, your skin is all dark. First of all, those are colorists, okay? Those people who feel like because their skin is lighter, they feel like, somehow they are more superior to some of us who are much more heavier melanated. And that's their problem, not yours, not mine, okay? But those very people who will make fun are the same people. It's so odd to me. They're the same people who also, hold on. I had to pull my shirt up. They're the same people who have also suffered with skin issues, whether it was hives, seborrhea, psoriasis, eczema, urticaria. They've all had some type of issue, but yet some of them will come and make fun of someone else who is now dealing with the same thing. And I don't know where they get that. I don't know how they get the nerve to even do such a thing, but you know, they have a price to pay for that. But you know what? And because of that, I started not to share. But I said, you know what? I'm not worried about that one asshole who would be hurtful or try to hurt someone. Because, you know, for me, it just kind of goes over my head. It doesn't affect me, okay? But you have to remember you have other people watching too who may be going through the same thing. And those people will hear you and not know that you meant that for someone else. And that's why people won't deal with people like that. They won't interact with them. You know, it's like, don't want to be bothered with that energy, you know. But so anyway, I thought maybe I wouldn't share, but I said, you know what? That one person is not going to stop me from helping the many who really need to see this, and the many who might be suffering with this. So I said, you know what? They can clown if they want to, but it is my intent to help some folk who might be suffering with urticaria, or otherwise known as hives. And this is also a treatment for eczema as well. And that's not just me saying that. This is information that's on the internet, your encyclopedias, that oatmeal paste is a very good treatment for skin irritations. And this has served me very well. And I would tell you to do your studies on Manuka Honey and its healing properties. There's quite a few. And the reason why I say do your studies about it, because I don't want to tell you. I want you to be nosy. I want you to be inquisitive and say, well, what's to this? You know, what's to this? What does Manuka Honey have to offer me in terms of healing, in terms of antibacterial qualities, antibiotic qualities? Now, I take everything with a grain of salt now. After that whole vegan experience, I don't believe nothing nobody tells me anymore. You know, I got to read it, I got to see it, I got to hear it, I got to know it for myself, and you should be the same way. Okay? So, leave this paste on for at least 30 minutes to, you know, if you're sitting around doing something, 30 minutes to an hour. And then once it gets hard and dry, you just want to roll it back and forth, roll it over the sink, over the napkin or the trash bag that you have to see. Just roll it back and forth, and it's just going to come off. Now, there's going to be a film left behind, and you just want to get in the shower. I would not take a washcloth and rub that area. Don't use a washcloth. Don't use a towel on this area. Just use your hand and a very, very mild soap to, you know, clean off the film. And, you know, if there's still a little film left over, just, if you're not going anywhere, it's okay. Just leave it. It's healing and soothing your skin. It's all right. But the vitamin E, the colloidal oatmeal, and the Manuka honey, I mean, in 8 days, 7 or 8 days, my skin was a complete 360 from what it was. It was red, it was purple, it was gray, it was hot, it was swollen. You could see the fluid that had collected under the skin. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. So after I wash this off with a mild soap in my hand, do not use a washcloth. Do not use a towel. Do not use anything that would potentially exfoliate the skin. The skin is already being exfoliated by it being stretched out from the hive and the irritation, right? So after that, And this is the brand of oil that I like. I wanted the avocado oil, but I cannot find this brand of avocado oil. This is called International Collection. I think they make the best oils, okay? It's expensive. It's just a little bottle, but it's worth it. So all they had was the sweet almond. It has no fragrance. What I did with mine was I added I added 3 drops of lemongrass essential oil to this, just because I needed something. I needed to be able to smell something besides just the oil. And there's no fragrance here, but you know, there's that, I don't know. It's an oil smell, you know. I don't know. What does oil smell like? I don't know. So, but anyway, I added 3 drops, and you have to be very careful because something like this can be very volatile on your skin, especially after suffering a skin irritation. So when I tell you 2 to 3 drops, and this bottle is 8.45 ounces, okay? When I tell you 2 to 3 drops, don't do any more, because you may cause yourself yet another irritation to your skin. I really should not have put anything in here, but those 2 or 3 drops didn't have any effect. It didn't make anything worse. It didn't make anything hurt or more painful. It just gave me a little bit of lemongrass fragrance. So what I would do was take some of this oil, put it in my hand, and put it on my neck, and I would brush upward, okay? Brush your hands upward like this on the skin, okay? To get it into your pores, because your pores run, if you brush downward, it's not going to get into the pores. If you brush upward, it goes into the pores, okay? And that's what you want. You want to soothe your skin. All right, so I put this on my skin first, and then immediately, now I know, but I used it anyway. And I'm going to tell you, okay, this did just what it needed to have did for my hives, my skin, soothing my skin, healing my skin. I know about some of the ingredients, but it did what it was supposed to do. That's all I can tell you. So, let me just show you on the other side of my neck what I did. I turn the bottle this way like that, right? And then I turn it back like that, and then just that little bit of oil right there. See how it ran down my hand? Okay. Take that and apply it to your neck or wherever, you know, apply it to the affected area, wherever that is. Brush it up. Okay. And then I took the CeraVe and put that right on top. And I'm telling you, it did everything it needed to do in terms of making my skin feel soothed, calmed, taking down the inflammation, the redness, the swelling. It did everything it needed to do. It helped when the skin finally started to peel, because when you get hives, you know, when the hives come, your skin blisters up because it's swelling, right? So after it blisters up, it's going to shrink back into place, you know, once it starts to calm down, and then it peels. And it's like someone just gave you, what do you call it? Hyaluronic acid. It's like someone gave you an acid peel. That's what your skin looks like after hives. If you've ever seen, excuse me, I don't know what's wrong with my voice. If you've ever seen anybody get a chemical peel to their face, that's exactly what your skin looks like right after hives. It starts to peel. And that's part of the healing process. And that's a good thing. So, and I mean, that almond oil by the internet, what is it called again? International Collection. And that's the sweet almond oil. And the avocado oil, I really like that one the best, but I've not been able to find that particular oil in 2 years, because the first time I had to do this was 2 years ago, um, in April of 2020. So, I don't know if it was a combination of what I had put in my hair and then going outside, because I went out that night. And I went out that night. And that's when it happened right after that. So, like I said, I had put the product here and here, and then I took the rest of it and did this. And then about 5 or 6 hours later, I had this mean, angry, set of whelps on my neck. And you'll see more clearly what it looked like when I post the other video. It's a video that I'm editing, so you'll be able to see that. But I did want to come back and post this video and share with you all what I use. But like I said, you got to use this. The minute you see that whelp come up, let me see, did this one go down? This one's kind of going down. Let me put something on here now. Put this on as soon as you see those whelps come up. And most likely, you won't have any scarring. You won't have to go through the skin looking like it's been through a major chemical peel. So put this on immediately. As soon as you see those whelps start to come up. And then you can, now when I was vegan, I used to do this, just as a regular skin treatment. I wasn't doing it for any type of skin irritations. I just would do this, put it on my face, and, oh, it's a Saturday night, let me do a mask tonight, and I would do this. But I was going to say something else. I forgot what I was going to say. But this is really good. And I think it will really help somebody out there that needs help with Urticaria treatment and not having to suffer for 6 weeks or more. And like I said, it's most important to find out, what it is that caused you to, let me sit down here. Oh, you need to find out what it was that caused you to have the hive breakout in the first place, and then do your best to eliminate, whatever food or cosmetics that you're using. Yeah. And I also had to stay in the house I stayed in the house for 4 days. After I applied, this concoction, because I knew if I went back outside, there was a possibility that I would break out into hives again, because there's just these, I call it seasonal hives, because twice a year, between April and May, and August and September, I get these hives. And so it seemed like it was a compound of things. It was whatever I had put in my hair, and then me going outside immediately after I had put that stuff in my here and here, here and here, and back here. 6 hours later, I had a whole full-blown hive attack. So it was like whatever I put on my hair, and also me going outside caused me a problem. So I had to stay inside for 4 days. And I went outside just for a minute today. And normally during this time, when I know I get hives, I'll put on something that's got a collar and long sleeves. But I went outside because I was being nosy, because we caught a gopher in one of the traps. And this gopher has chewed up and eaten my emerald hostas and made them look so ugly and so bad. But he's sitting back there in the cage, and it's in my neighbor's yard. They caught it. But that gopher was running from yard to yard, eating whatever he could eat. So I was out there being nosy, and I had on just what I got on now. You can see, this is it. This is all it's like a halter top. And so I went outside with this on, and I came back in the house and I had these 3 little whelps right here. So I still can't go outside. But it's okay. I can go out as long as I put on a little jacket or something, just something to cover my chest, my arms, and my neck. Um, but anyway, I just wanted to come in and share this with you all. If you know somebody who's suffering with urticaria or hives, or even eczema, this might help. Same thing with eczema. You've got to identify what it is, that's causing you to break out. Is it contact dermatitis? Contact dermatitis just means that you came in contact with some type of chemical or plant or something that has irritated your skin, and you have to figure out what the irritation was, what caused it. Was it something you ate? Was it your detergent, a perfume, a lotion, a cream? You just kind of have to backpedal and see what it was, and then remove that. And if it's something in your diet, you have to remove that, or it's just going to continue to get worse before it gets better, especially with eczema. It will get worse before it gets better. It will get worse before it gets better if you don't identify what's causing it. And for me, it's sugar. It's sugar. But again, I think this when I say for me it's sugar, it's my eczema will flare up if I'm eating a lot of sugar or things that metabolize into sugar. Um, but the urticaria came after putting something in my hair and on my skin here. Um, and like I said, my skin began to peel all along here. It began to whelp up all along here. And for a little while, my skin was lighter here than it was on my face. I don't know if it's still like that now. I can't really tell. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure it was a combination of what I had put on my hair and skin, and me being outside the day that it all started. And as I said, when hives come for me, it starts out initially. I can tell where I'm going to get hives because there's a precursor to the urticaria even happening. You get these little fine bumps and it'll swell. These little bumps will come up and look like a very fine rash, and it'll last for 1, maybe 2 hours, then it goes away. And then 2 to 3 days later, that little rash will come back again. All these little tiny, 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 tiny bumps will pop up. And then it goes away. And then the third time it comes in these big whelps. So it starts out as a little rash and it'll go away. You won't even have to put anything on it. Well, I didn't have to put anything on it. And it would start out as a little fine bumps, little rash, and it would go away in a couple of hours, and then the next day it would come back, last for a couple of hours, and then go away. And then the next time is when I would get the full blown stripes or whelps, whatever you want to call them. And sometimes it's not the stripes. Sometimes it doesn't look like a tiger just swatted at your neck. Sometimes it could be like little round whelps, So it all depends. It just all depends. But anyway, I hope this helps someone. If you know someone suffering with hives or... Ooh, jeez. Why? Okay. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Got a cramp right up under my ribs, right up under my bra line, sitting down there. I'm low on something because today is one of those days. It's one of my days where I'm feeling a little weak and off, and I don't know if it's because of my blood sugar being low. But when you get these cramps, a lot of times it's the magnesium, the potassium that's off or something. You know what? I'm gonna check my sugar right now and see what that is. I'm so scared to use it. Wait. Okay. I'm so scared to use this thing. I really am. like to use it. Wait, where's the little strips? Aren't there supposed to be some little strips you stick in here? Okay. I gotta find the strips that go in here, but I'm gonna check my sugar. I've only used this thing one time before, so I should have plenty of these little test strips, but all I see here is little lancets. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. This was about urticaria, and so we're gonna keep it that way. I thank you for tuning in, and like I said, if you know anybody suffering with urticaria or hives, share this video with them and help them out so that they don't have to suffer for 6 to 8 weeks if that's, you know, the norm for them, the duration for them. And as you can see here, this has gotten kind of hard, okay? And I took the tissue out of it. Hold on. Okay, so I'm just going to put the tissue back in the sink and then just roll it off into the sink. So you just take your hand and just do this and roll it off. And do it as gently as you can because you don't want to flare things up. You don't want to make anything else angrier than what it is, you know, because your skin feels and it looks quite angry when you've got these hives. And just roll it off. And there'll be some residue left. And you just want to wash that off with a washcloth, a soft washcloth. Don't scrub because you don't want to make it any more irritated. I got some in my hair. Y'all hear my bees banging on my window? So this you can do for, like I said, you can do this for urticaria. You can do this for eczema. Things like seborrhea and psoriasis, I don't know because I've never suffered with either one of those. But you can always consult your doctor and see. So you see there's a little bit of the film left there. I need a towel or a washcloth. And oh, there's 4 of them out there now. Huh. So you just wipe it off like so. And then just let it air dry. Okay? Let it air dry. Now you might feel that little prickly sensation when you put on your oil and the CeraVe cream, but that's okay. It'll go away. It'll just last for, you know, a few little seconds where, you know, it might be a little bit uncomfortable. Take the bottle, turn it that way, then turn it back up. That little bit right there is all you need, depending on how big the area is, and then just rub it in. And it's going to be so soothing, and this will help, you know, if the skin is expanding or going back into place, this will help comfort your skin. And then, now when you do this, take a clean spatula and dip out your cream. Don't stick your finger in there, okay? Because sticking your finger into your creams, your night creams, your day creams, you're just contaminating your creams. So I normally have some little spatulas in here, but I just used the edge of that spoon because I had two of them in here, and one of them I hadn't used yet. So don't stick your fingers in your cream. Don't contaminate your creams. But this CeraVe and that almond oil, if you can find that international oil in the avocado, I'm telling you, that's the best one. But the almond oil and the CeraVe did it for me. Oh, and I did put 2 drops of the lemongrass into the CeraVe, just to give it a little something to, you know, make it nicer to put it on. When something smells good, it's like, oh, I want to use that. That smells so good, So I don't know why my phone it looks like my phone is lagging. I hope it's not lagging on you all's end. But this is an excellent treatment and it has worked well for me. I unfortunately waited 2 days before I decided to do anything about it. I was just going to suffer like I normally suffer, for 6 to 8 weeks, waiting for it to, finally die down because, it can take that long in some cases. Sometimes it's 2 to 4 hours. For some people, it's 6 to 8 weeks. So, yeah. I waited 2 days, and if I had done this immediately, I would not have had the scarring that I've had, because I did this on this arm because the same thing happened on this arm too. But as soon as the whelps came, I just put it on and it took down the swelling immediately. I'm telling you, when I wiped the oatmeal off, the swelling was gone. So anyway, that's it. That's all. That's what I wanted to share about this. And I hope it helps. Okay. See ya.